What would you say were the most critical areas of communication with the reps to get the real lowdown on the numbers?
Reps have a tendency to focus on the known in account situations, and that's good. However, what we're often asking them to do is to focus on the unknown or the intangibles in an account situation. And those intangibles are typically around the politics that are flowing within an organization and how to harness those politics in one way to positively for a positive outcome for you. So one of the things I do care about is making sure that there is more than one lens on the business. If it's not me or sales management, then I quite encourage having pre-sales people work one-on-one with salespeople. That way the pre-sales people can focus on the tangibles, the known, the technology aspects of the sale, and the sales guys to a degree are forced into the those difficult areas, those unknowns, the intangibles, as well as the commercial aspects of a sale. And that way they can work with each other. It can become mutually supportive, and particularly in an environment where each relies on the other for his compensation, then it can become very self-testing and self-proving. The relationship between sales management, or indeed senior management, and sales is not an adversarial one. It shouldn't be. It absolutely should be an aligned relationship where, after all, both parties are pretty much in it for the same thing, maybe different levels, and some for personal aspirations and some for professional career. The worst thing that can happen in a sales organization is that people don't tell the truth. They're not completely honest with what's happening in an account, and often, sadly, it's about career preservation. They'd rather you didn't come on a sales call. And you know what? If you get warning signs like you're asking a rep to take you into a meeting but they can't set it up or whatever else, and that is a warning sign to me that, well, maybe they don't have such a good relationship in this account. It isn't as well developed an opportunity as I have been told. Therefore, I should get very, very nervous about this and start getting involved. At a senior management level, transparency is incredibly important to you running the organization. You're making commitments to the board, possibly to shareholders. You're making commitments on people's jobs. And if all those commitments are based on a fabric of misinformation, then you can really come unstuck. So integrity and honesty is absolutely fundamental for from the sales team. The very worst thing that senior management can have is surprises. And surprises typically mean where you're expecting a region to deliver a number. You may have had it factored back by different people in the reporting chain, but you're expecting a number from them. To get the surprise on the last day of the quarter that they're going to miss the number by a significant amount is a major surprise. Much, much better to have that assessment period, that alignment of expectations way before that, so that management already know and can already manage the process that comes off of it, what the number's going to be. And the significance is that when you're driving, often in venture-backed companies, for example, all your plans around expansion or raising further capital or your exit strategy or acquisition strategies are going to be based on the numbers you're expecting. So if you find that the numbers fall well short because somebody further down the chain didn't actually figure out what they could do, then all those plans will go out the window and the CEO will end up in front of the board trying to explain to them what's gone wrong.
I wonder if you found this, that some salespeople don't really realize the importance of their forecast. As you said earlier, it talks about build issues. It talks about commits to the other parts of the company, to investors, to whomever. So it really is important that you educate your sales reps on the importance of transparency, the importance of honesty, the importance of why we need to have this.
It absolutely is. And to a degree, I suppose I was lucky in that, my first role was selling high performance mainframe class computers. And if we were going to forecast a deal or commit to a deal, we had to be pretty damn sure that the deal was going to happen, because they'd start building the thing over in the US and start shipping it. So I think, I had a fairly sort of fundamental ingrained understanding of the consequences of forecasting and then changing my forecasting. Perhaps in the software world, perhaps in recent years, and perhaps with overusage or over-reliance on CRM, perhaps people have forgotten that there is that causal link between what's forecast and what happens in the rest of the business.
Mm.